Okay. Right, everybody, morning. And just remember, you need to take responsibility for yourself at all times. If at any time you feel you need a rest, then please take it. If you feel unwell in any way now, please do not participate. And if you feel unwell during the session, then please stop and rest. So we've got a new session today. Let's just get going with it. Find yourself a space. Stay really nice and tall. Draw your shoulders back and march on the spot. Navel to spine contraction and roll the shoulders back. Big backward shoulder rolls. And then the thumbs to the shoulders and the big backward circles of the elbows. And the full arm rotations, reaching up to the ceiling, nice straight arms. Backward rotations. And shoulder shrugs. Okay, and then you can either continue to stay on the spot and have a jog or a march on the spot, or you can walk or run around your room. Walking or running around your room, or staying on the spot. So stay tall and keep the strides nice and long. And then come up onto your tiptoes. And then down to the heels. Keep going. And then up to the tiptoes. And down to the heels. On the outer edge of the foot. And the inner edge. And the outer edge. And the inner edge. Come back to your spot for me and do some high knees. High knees on the spot. If that's going well, add your arms in. Reach up to the ceiling and touch your fingers to your knees. So high knees with or without the arms. Stay tall and get your knees up as high as you can. If you need to sit down at any point, you're sitting on the chair, staying tall, and just doing the same thing, high knee. Then wide stance and bring your heels to your bottom. Heels to your bottom, and if you're happy to add some arms in, you're taking your elbows out to the side and squeezing in between your shoulders. Keep going like that. Same thing on the chair if you need to. Heels up to your bottom, add the arms in if you can. Okay, then stepping and tapping to the side, or if you're able to, you're into your 3/4 stars or your full stars. Or if you need to sit down on your chair, step and tap to the side with the arm raises. Keep going, everybody, whichever version you're doing. All right, march or run on the spot. Then you're gonna walk or run forwards, bend down, touch the floor if you can, or just get as low as you can, and then backwards, touching the floor, or getting as low as you can. Keep going like that. Walking or running if you can. If you're in the chair, you're touching the floor and reaching up to the ceiling. Keep it going, everybody. Nice and brisk. Couple more. Last one. Push backs. So big step back. Adding in a big reach forward if you can. So go for the range of movement through your hips. Nice and brisk, really active arms pulling back down towards your body. If you're in the chair, you're reaching forward and then pulling your arms back. Keep going team. Okay, stand with your feet and your knees hip width apart. You're going to take a big step to your right and lunge down onto your right leg. So bend your right knee, then drive to hip width apart again and go over to your left. So bending your left knee. So right to left. If that's no good for you, you can do some squats instead. Squats instead, or side lunges. Keep going. If you're in the chair, you're sitting to standing with a reach. Nice and controlled with the feet and the knees hip width apart. So side lunges, squats, or sit to stand. Couple more. Okay, and then on the spot, please, marching or running. So what we're going to do is pick up the pace for 10 seconds and then balance on our right foot. Okay, let's go. We're picking up the pace. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stand on your right foot. So this is a balance exercise, so if you are using the wall for support, just lightly and occasionally when you need to, because I'd really like you to focus on your ability to stand on the one foot. Lengthen up through the crown of your head, draw your shoulders back and down. If that is sufficiently difficult, then you just keep doing that, but if you're able to make it harder, you're going to straighten your left leg and sweep it forwards and backwards. So increasing the range of movement will make it harder. Keep lengthening. So if you can get a real swing on it, then you'll also get a little bit of a stretch down the back of your thigh. Keep really nice and tall. Keep breathing. And just hover that left foot above the floor now. Keep lengthening. Navel to spine contraction. And try shutting your eyes. Keep breathing. Shut your eyes. And hold it for a further 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. On the spot now. Marching or running. Marching or running on the spot. Or if you've got the space, then you go around your room. Walking or running. Pick up the pace a little bit. Keep breathing. One more lap of your room. And then come back to your spot and go straight into those high knees. And a skip if you can. And a reach up to the ceiling. Make it as hard as you can for yourself. We're really trying to get the pulse rate up now. Getting warmer. Remember, you can sit down on the chair though if you need to. High knees in the chair, you can add in that reach as well. Then wide stance and into the heel flicks. Squeezing in between your shoulders, sticking your chest out if you're adding in the arms. But remember, you don't have to. You can pop your hands down on your hips. Again, you can sit down on the chair and do the same thing. Heels up towards the seat of the chair. A few more, folks. And straight into your 3/4 stars, or your step and tap, or your full stars. So step and tap, 3/4 stars, full stars, whichever version you're doing. Nice big range of movement. You can do the same on the chair if you need to, stepping and tapping out to the side, add the arms in. Right, folks, on the spot, marching or running, and forwards and backwards with the floor touch. Let's go. Forwards and backwards with the floor touch. Drive your arms, big strides if you're walking. Try and match the strides forwards and backwards. If you're on the chair, you're touching the floor and reaching up to the ceiling. Keep it going, team. Hope you're starting to get nice and warm now. Make it a couple more. Last one. Okay, push backs, big step back, big reach forwards. Take the arms out if you need to, just go with the legs. And a skip in if you can as you swap feet though. And remember, if you're sitting, you're reaching forwards. Come on everybody, nice and active, dynamic arms. Last one, then stand yourself up and get into those side lunges. So start with a step to the right, and bend the right knee, then step to the left, bend the left knee. Keep the chest up. So your alternatives are squats or sit to stand from the chair. Go on, team. So remember, sit to stand from the chair with a reach, or a squat if you prefer. Couple more. All right, and marching or running on the spot. So we're going to pick up the pace for 10 seconds and balance on the left. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Balance on that left foot. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Draw the shoulders back and down. Navel to spine contraction. And if you're happy to make it harder, you're straightening the right leg out and sweeping it forwards and backwards. Increasing that range of movement as you feel able to. Keep breathing. And then hover the foot above the floor and shut your eyes. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Pop your foot down on the floor. You can either have your hands over your chest or your elbows up to the side, and you're going to rotate to look behind. So the hands over the chest is the easier version of this. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Remember, you can always sit down if you need to and still continue to do it. Hands over the chest is easier, sorry, holding the hands down to the side, that's what I'm trying to say, and side to side as if you went between 2 panes of glass. Keep a bit of softness in the knee. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Then tickle under your arm, knee up with your elbow. And then reach up over your head, palm to the ceiling. Okay, everybody, I hope you're feeling a bit warmer, you're ready to go. Have a drink to hand, have a drink there if you need one. And we're starting with the cardiovascular section. So this is the section where you will be hoping to raise your pulse rate, get warmer, get a bit of a sweat on today. And we're starting with the step and tap, or the 3/4 stars, or the full stars. And if you want to make it harder again, you could do a power jack. So down into a wide squat, or an explosive star. So down from a squat up into a full star with a jump. So loads of progressions there for you. Work whatever you can, as hard as you can for a minute. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So your easiest version, stepping and tapping to the side. Make sure you are getting a really good range of movement through those hips. You can add the arms in if you're able, and again, a good range of movement through the shoulders. Keep reaching. If you're okay with the impact in the hips and the knees, then you're adding in a jump. You can even drop down into that deep squat or come up into your explosive star. Whichever one suits you right now, you go for it and work as hard as you can. Get those arms up as close as you can to your ears. Good work, everybody. Woo! Can you get lower than that, Linda? Linda Gant, go on, down, down, yeah. Oh, I'm a bit mean, aren't I? 20 seconds, everybody. Come on, team. Come on, everybody. Next up, we're straight into high knees or as fast as you can on the spot. Running. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So on the spot, let's go. Fast as you can with the run, or a high knee with a reach, or you can take the reach out if you need to. So on the chair, high knees, again with the reach, if you can. But if you can run on the spot, go as fast as you can. You can even pick your knees up. Keep driving. Go, everybody. Yes, yes, this is good. Well done. Nice, Kate. Great, Norma and Caroline. That looks really good. Come on, team, you're halfway through. Keep working as hard as you can. High knees or running. You can either skip into your high knees if you wanted. Keep reaching right up. You've got another 20 seconds, everybody. Come on. Hard as you can. Hoping you're getting nice and warm now. In 10 seconds, you're forwards and backwards with the floor touch like we did in the warm-up. 6, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Forwards and backwards, floor touch, go, go, go. If you don't have the space for that, by the way, you can squat to reach. Squat to reach. And if you'd rather be in the chair, touch the floor, reach up to the ceiling. Come on, team. Forwards and backwards, lengthening your stride out. If you're only putting one hand down on the floor, next time around, put the other hand down. If you can get both hands down at the same time, then do. Good one, team. Come on, we're halfway through. So try and lengthen out those strides and make the backward stride as long as the forward stride. 20 seconds. Going to do some side lunges next. 10 seconds. Come on, team. Pick it up a little bit if you can. 10 seconds. Side lunges next. 3, 2, 1. Okay, big step to the right, lunge your right leg, big step to the left, bend your left leg. Keep your chest up. If you can skip as you swap sides, then do. Your alternatives are some squats. So I tell you what, let's do some wide squats instead if you don't want to do your lunges, or you can do your sit to stand and reach in the chair. So whatever you're doing, get as big a range of movement as you can. I'm going to come and have a look at what you're doing. Keep going. You're halfway through. So bend your knee. One knee is bent, one leg is straight. Keep your chest up. These look good. Wow, they look really good. Well done. Nice, Dillis. Nice, David. And Caroline and Norma, you are like so synced. It's brilliant. Love it. 15 seconds. 10 seconds, everybody. We're going to do some pushbacks next. So it's all stuff we've covered in the warm-up. Should be familiar with all of it. Okay, let's go. Pushbacks. Or you can start with just a big step back. That's hard enough to stop there. Otherwise, you're adding in those arms. You could add in a skip as you swap sides. And if you need to sit down, then you're just reaching forward from your sitting position. Come on now, everybody. Whatever you're doing, you're making really big ranges of movement, positive movements. Keep going. So big steps back is what we're looking for. Really big. And bend that front knee. Get a bit lower if you can. So come on, big step back. Yes, good. Nice one, Linda and Graham. You're looking really good. You got another 20 seconds, team. This is the last one in the CV rounds. You absolutely nailed it. Come on, big step back. Good, everybody. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Well done, everybody. Have yourself a little drink. Grab your weights. Okay, so I'm going to kneel down just so you can see me a bit closer, but you will either be standing with your feet hip width apart and equally weighted, or you can sit down on your chair. And we're starting today with a shoulder press. So palms facing in towards each other, reaching up towards the ceiling. You can do both hands at the same time if you like. It's a bit harder, you get a bit less of a rest. Okay, let's do it. Shoulder press. So one arm at a time, a bit easier than both arms at the same time. Okay, I would like you to really reach up to the ceiling, get a really good range of movement. Try and keep that lower back neutral, so you're keeping a strong, still core, and keep lengthening up through the crown of your head. Try and keep both feet equally weighted, and remember to breathe. And on your next one, you're going to lower to halfway down, keep your elbows back, and just do some little pulses for me. Tiny little pulses. Keep breathing. And then down, and reach right up to the ceiling. Halfway down again, and pulse. And then down, and reach up, and again, halfway down. Pulse, and up. And for the next few, you're just up and down. Keep breathing. Up and down. Got some lateral raises next. 3, 2, 1. Okay, arms out to the side this time. Out to the side with a nice, smooth lowering phase. So nice and controlled. Try and keep the shoulder blades drawn back and down. Keep lengthening up through the crown of the head. Really be mindful that that body stays still, so you're not doing any kind of jerking to throw your arms up. You're keeping it nice and smooth and still. Keep breathing. Good work, team. We're halfway through. Keep going. So nice, strong core, navel to spine contraction. Good. Really good. The form is excellent. Faultless. Well done. Good one. You've got another 15 seconds. 15 seconds. And then we're going to stand up and do some heel raises. So something a little bit different. Some lower body work with the weights. 2, 1. Okay, stand yourselves up. So you can have the weights in your hands, but if you need to, you can pop them down as well. You've got your feet and your knees hip width apart, and you're coming up onto your toes, or onto the balls of your feet. Keep the weight over your big toe. Keep thinking about lengthening through the crown of your head. So, if you want to make it harder and you're okay with the balancing, try standing on your right leg to do this. The right leg, keep lengthening. So I can see some folks have had some bicep curls in as well. That's really nice. So bicep curl at the same time as your heel raise. Great effort, everybody, well done. But do remember you can also sit down. If you need to sit down, you can do your heel raises in your chair. These are excellent. Keep breathing, team. You've got another 25 seconds. Good job. Really great. 15 seconds. Brilliant effort. Coming up next, we've got shoulder shrugs. 10 seconds. Keep going with the heel raises. 3, 2, 1. Okay, arms down to your side and shrugging your shoulders up towards your ears. Then drawing those shoulder blades back and down towards your rib cage. So remember, you can stand or sit in your chair to do this, that's fine. What I'd really like you to do is keep your body really nice and still. So you're not going to end up kind of rocking back and forth. You're going to keep really upright and really still through your core. Get those shoulders up as high as you can towards your ears. Keep lengthening and breathing and control all of the movement, especially the lowering phase, which is really tempting to just kind of let your arms flop down. You're not going to do that. You're going to keep it really controlled. You've got another 20 seconds, and then we'll be doing opposite arm swings, and that will be the end of the weight section for the first time. You're doing super well, everybody. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then we're into an opposite arm swing. So you're lifting one arm up as close to your ear as you can while the other one comes out behind you. Now this is really a good core exercise as well, because you have to really suck that tummy in to keep your body from moving backwards and forwards as you do this. It's a really controlled swing. Swing's not really a good word for it. Keep breathing. So if you're standing, you're going to have to really work hard, keeping those feet equally weighted and that body nice and still. Just going to come and see what you're doing, folks. Yep, nice. Very good, everybody. There's lots of really good work going on today. You've got another 15 seconds. Great effort. And that's the end of the weight section coming up. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Well done, folks. Grab yourself a drink, pop your weights out of the way. Okay, so we're going to start the kind of strength and conditioning section at the bottom with a single leg balance. So, oh, hang on, I've done something. 1 second, folks. Okay, I'm good. Right, okay, so we're going to stand on the right leg to start off with. So single leg balance, stood on your right leg. Now that might be hard enough for some of you, and that is completely fine. I really want you to try and minimize the amount of contact you have with the wall. So think about really lengthening and staying on that one leg without the wall support if you can. Only there for if you really need it. If that's not difficult enough, then we're going to start working into a superhero. So you're straightening your left leg and taking it behind you, and then starting to flex forwards, keeping the navel to spine contraction. Go as far down as you can. So I'm going to start my timer now, everybody. Get as low as you can into the superhero if that's what you're doing, and then you could add in an arm reach out by your ears. And you're just holding whatever you're doing for as long as you can. So single leg balance, or just taking that leg behind you, starting to flex forward. Only go as far as you can before you start to lose your form or you start to lose the ability to balance. Keep breathing. So keep a bit of softness in the knee that you stood on. Trying to get loads of control over that ankle. Good. So you've got another 25 seconds. Keep breathing. Yeah, use the wall as little as you can because this is about improving that balance. Yeah, go on, Norma, you can do it. Good work. 10 seconds, everybody. 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, right. So I've got another selection of options for you now. So I'll just show them before we start. So if you're able to get down on the floor, you're going to be in a face down plank position to start off with. You can be on your elbows with your knees down, or you can take your knees up. You can be up on your hands with your knees down or your knees up, or you can be in, yeah, like I'm saying, this full plank position. So you're starting there, and then what we're going to do is try and roll around onto the side. So I'm in the full plank position, but you can be with your knees down, your elbows down, and then you're back to the center and onto the other side. So side to side into that face down plank position. So remember, you can be right down here on your elbows, on your knees. You come around onto your side, back to the center and onto the other side. And if you'd rather not be on the floor, then you can be with your hands on the chair, rolling around from that position. And you can also do it with your hands up against the wall. So a lot of different options. Pick which one you're going to have a go at, and let's get started. So let me come and see what you're doing. So I'll just remind you again, on the floor, elbows down, knees down. That's your easier version. And you rotate it round onto the side. Back. So you're really trying to keep those hips down into a nice straight line with your back. Round onto the other side, and keep going. It's nice and smooth and controlled from one rotation to the other. Keep that nice strong navel to spine contraction. So you could come up onto your hands if you prefer. And if you can't pick your knees up, then do. So you're over halfway, you've got 25 seconds left.
This is a bit hard.
Who's that saying that?
That's me, Rachel. Sorry, because of a shoulder.
All right, so for you, again with the half roll backs, Caroline, okay?
Right, okie doke.
Yeah, like we did last week, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me show you. I'll show you now.
Yeah.
Okay. Right,
yeah.
So we're on the next exercise now. We'll come back to it again in a minute, Caroline. So on your front, everybody, reaching away with your fingertips and your toes. So then your options are to lift one arm at a time or one leg at a time, or you can lift opposite arm to leg, reaching through your fingertips. Okay, those are your options for the floor. And for standing, you're lengthening up and just taking one leg behind you at a time, or one arm, or you can do opposite arm to leg. Okay, everybody? So face down or standing up, let's see what you're doing. Opposite arm to leg lift, or one arm or one leg at a time. Okay, good. So try and keep your head looking down at the floor. You're not going to move your head. You're going to lift from your shoulder girdle and your hip girdle. So you get the effort down your back. Keep reaching through your fingertips. You're halfway through. Remember to breathe. You're looking good, folks. You got another 20 seconds. Come on, team, you can do it. Keep reaching, keep lengthening. 10 seconds, and then you're sitting on your bottom. 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, sit yourself on your bottom, or you can be on the front edge of your chair if you'd rather. You're going to sit up, arms out in front of your chest, navel to spine contraction, and lean back as far as you can. Get your tummy working as far as you can. to get your tummy working, but not get your back working. So the further back you go, the harder it's going to be. Then you're rotating around to the side, drawing your elbow back towards the floor as if you're releasing an arrow from a bow. So you get the effort in the side of your tummy, then you're back to the center, and you up and you reach forward, and then you go on to the other side. So that's what you're doing on the floor. The further back you lean, the harder it's going to be. And if you're in the chair, you've got your hands over your chest and you're twisting as you lean back, rotating. So let's go, everybody. So sitting on your chair or on the floor, and you're rotating and letting an arrow go on the floor. So get as far back as you can and try and get that elbow back towards the floor. Nice. Good. Really tuck that tummy button in and up towards your spine. Yeah, that's good. Really excellent. And we've got Denise with the weights in her hands. That's brilliant. Great, Norma. Yeah, I can see you there. That's great. Great. So everybody try and keep your knees hip width apart as well as your feet. Good, David. Go on, keep going. So you should be feeling the effort in your tummy and into the side of your tummy as you twist. You've got another 15 seconds and that will be the end of the first set. Brilliant effort, everybody. 5, 3, 2, oh no, sorry. Right, I was lying. It's not the end of the first set. We've got one more exercise to do. So what I'd like you to do is if you need to, near something to just lightly put your finger on. You're going to step forward with your left foot. So you've got a straight line from the crown of your head through to your back knee. I've got my left hand just rested slightly on my chair. What I'm going to do is lengthen up, suck my tummy in, and just lift my toes up and down, up off the floor. So I'm getting the effort in right in my hip flexors, just at the top of my left thigh. But I'm also working with my tummy to keep really lengthening up through the crown of my head, and my supporting legs doing some work as well. If you can let go of the chair, that's great. It's quite tricksy to do that. It's a real balance exercise as well. And if you need to sit down on the chair, then you can do a high knee on the chair instead. Okay, so I should stop my timer, shouldn't I, really? Don't worry, I won't make you do a full minute on top of what you've already done. So keep breathing. If you can let go of that chair, get into the balance exercise. That's really good, but it's quite tricky. But really focus on keep lengthening up through the crown of your head. Try not to lean back, stay with the weight over that knee. It's difficult, it's good, you're doing well. Well done. Wow, that's really good. You're going to do another 15 seconds for me. Keep going, keep lengthening. Great, really, really good effort, everybody. I know it's tricky, it's a tricky one. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Well done, everybody. That definitely is the end of the first round. So grab yourself a drink. Stand yourselves back up. And get ready for round 2. Okay, so if you remember the beginning of the CV round is your step and taps. Step and taps is 3/4 or full stars or power jacks or explosive jacks. All right, everybody, 3, 2, 1, go. So whatever version of the standing you're doing is good. You can step and tap to the side on the chair if you need to. So step and tap, add those arms in as well if you can. I think most of you can. Only if you've got a shoulder injury, you're not doing the arms. Keep lengthening. Pick up the pace a bit if you can. If you're okay with the impact, then you're doing those full stars. Come on, team. So keep working as hard as you can. Brilliant. Nice, Kate. Really, really good. Oh, great. Keep reaching up to the ceiling, team. You're looking good. You're well over halfway. Linda and Graham, that's nailing it. Well done. Come on, team. So remember, if you need to, at any point, you can sit down on your chair and step and tap in your chair instead. 14 seconds left, and then we're doing our sprints on the spot or around the room. 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, on the spot or around your room with the high knees or the running. Let's go. High knees on the chair if you need to. And you could also add that reach if you did not want to do the running. Come on then team, whatever you're working as hard as you can. Let's go, go, go. If you're around your room, you're really lengthening out your strides, you're picking up the pace. Go on everybody. You're looking good. Whatever you're doing, keep working as hard as you can. Whew. Nice. Go, go. That's a really good range of movement through your hip, David. That's excellent. Come on, everybody. You got 15 more seconds. 15 seconds, and then we're forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards with the floor touch. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Forwards and backwards with your floor touch. Or you're on the spot with the squats and the floor touch, or you're touching the floor and reaching the ceiling in the chair. Come on, everybody. If you haven't got the space for the forwards and backwards, then you're just squatting and touching the floor, reaching up. Come on, everybody, let's do it. So keep lengthening. Very nice, I like it. So if you're walking forwards and backwards, try and match the length of your stride on the backward walk to the forward walk. Good. And remember, if you're doing one hand at a time, then you remember to alternate the hand that you touch down. If you can do both hands, that's better, that's good. 15 seconds. Come on, everybody, looking good. 10 seconds. Going to do the side lunges next. 5, 3, 2, 1, and side lunging. Side to side. So if you're lunging to the right, you're bending your right knee, straightening your left leg, and vice versa. Your options for lack of space, or if you don't like them for any reason, wide squat, or sit to stand off the chair with a reach. So side lunges, keep it going everybody. Wide squats, or sit to stands. You're halfway through. Great. Oh, we've got some weight added in. That's great. Nice one. Yeah. Loads of great work going on. Get as low as you can into that side lunge. 5 seconds. Going to do pushbacks next. 2, 1. Let's go with the pushbacks. Stepping back, that's the important thing, the big step back, bending that front leg. If you can add in the forward reach, then do. You can also add in a skip. Keep it going, whatever you're doing. And if you need to sit down at any point, then you're reaching forward from your chair. Really nice, active arms, kind of like you're rowing. Keep going, everybody. Woo, come on, folks. You're halfway through. So keep mindful about how big that back step is and try and get a bit of a bend in that front knee. Lower you go, harder it's going to be. 20 seconds. Great, David. Come on, team. 10 seconds. This will be the end of the CV round for the second time. Going really well. 5, 3, 2, 1. Well done, everybody. Grab yourself a drink and find your weights. Good effort. Woo. Nice and warm in here now. The first time for ages. Okay, how are we looking? So we're starting with the shoulder presses, one at a time or both at the same time. Remember, you are either standing or you're sitting on your chair. Okay, let's go, folks. So keep that navel spine contraction, that body really nice and still. And reach up to the ceiling. You can do one arm at a time if you like, But be really careful to keep that body still. Come on, everybody. Let's get right reaching up to the ceiling. Really nice active movements and a controlled lowering. Oh, I've got lovely clicks in my shoulders. Oh, oh dear. Right, so on the next one, let's lower to halfway and pulse. So you can just do this in one arm as well if you want to, and do it on the other side the next time through. And then down and up, and lower again to half height and pulse. Keep going. And down and up, and again, halfway down, and pulsing. And down and up, and last time on the pulses, halfway down and pulse, and down, and lateral raises next, everybody. So arms out to the side, keeping it nice and smooth. Draw the shoulders back and down. Keep lengthening up through the crown of your head, and really try and keep that lower back neutral and the movement smooth. So you're not going to use your body to kind of throw the weights up at all. Going to keep it controlled. Keep breathing. Keep lengthening. Woo. So you could with this one as well, just do one hand at a time if you wanted to. We are 25 seconds left and we're doing some heel raises next. And I'm suddenly having a blank at which leg I told you to do last time. Keep going, everybody. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 2, 1. Okay, stand yourselves up. So you've got both your hands, weights in your hands. You're doing your heel raises, both feet down on the floor. Some people are adding in some bicep curls last time as well, but if you wanted to do a single leg run, I think it's the left-hand side this time. Okay, let's do it. So keep the weight over the big toe, the toes nice and wide. Keep lengthening and breathing. Neutral spine. Remember, you can sit down to do it at any point if you like. You could put your weights on your thighs, that will make it a little bit harder in the sitting position. Let me see what you're up to. So try and keep the lowering phase controlled. Getting your calves working. Great. Really nice. These are excellent. Loving it. You're all working so well. You got another 20 seconds. Oh, it's the return of Tilly. I think she looks very good in profile. I think she knows that. 12 seconds. Come on, team. Shoulder shrugs next. 3, 2, 1. Okay, shoulder shrugs. So this is one that is really easy to start rocking your body about with. So you've got to remember to keep the navel to spine contraction and keep lengthening up through the crown of the head. Whew. So if you're standing, you've got both feet equally weighted, hip width apart, remember that's the bony bits in the hips, or you can sit down in your chair if you need to. So nice and controlled. You're halfway through. We've got those opposite arm swings next. Keep breathing, keep the navel to spine contraction. 20 seconds. Looking good, everybody. We're nearly there on the second lot of weights. It's amazing. It's going so quickly. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Opposite arm swings. So really, again, this is one that's easy to start kind of rocking your body around. You've got to keep it nice and still and the movement really smooth. Keep lengthening and keep breathing. Gonna come in ultra. So really good core exercise. Keep that body still. You look good. Yep. So also try and get your arm as far back as you can. So really nice range of movement through that shoulder girdle. That's good, Linda and Graham. Really nice. Yep, Norma and Caroline, you're nailing it. 13 seconds. And that's the end of the weights, coming up in 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, have a drink, everybody. Pop your weights out of the way. So we're starting with the single leg balance again now for the next set. And you're standing on your left. I think you're standing on your left. I've kind of confused myself, but so if you remember differently, that's fine. Standing on your left, keeping your hips level, and then if you want to progress it, if that's not hard enough, then you're starting to flex forward, take that leg behind you. Okay, everybody, let's do it. So remember, if the single leg balance is hard enough, that is all you're doing. You're trying to stay on that leg for as long as you can. Try not to use the wall, only have it there for confidence. Light touches only. You're just trying to hold that balance as long as you can. If, however, you're able to, then you're flexing forwards, getting those hips as parallel with the floor as you can, and then you're starting to reach forward. So then you're holding that. There's a lot going on when you're in that position. You've got to really work hard at keeping that navel to spine contraction and holding everything as still as you can. So try and stay as upright as you can. As upright as you can. You're really using little of the wall for balance. 20 more seconds. Good, everybody. Come on, keep working it. Keep holding it as long as you can. Single leg balance. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, plank rotation. So get straight on with it if you remember what you're doing. I'll start my timer and I'll start talking you through it as well. So you're on your front, down on the floor, and you're rotating from a front plank to a side plank and back to the center. So Caroline, I'll just quickly tell you what you're doing. You're sitting on your bottom with your feet down on the floor and leaning back till you're feeling the work in your tummy, then you're up and reaching forward. Okay, so you're doing a half roll back, Caroline, that's what that is. So if you're down on the floor, you can come up onto your hands. If you're able to, you can also then lift your knees up. Keep it nice and smooth and controlled. But if you're standing, you can either do it against the wall or with your hands on the seat of the chair. So loads of options, everybody. I hope you're all doing one that suits you. Let me come and see what you're all up to. Good. Yes. So try and keep those hips down in a straight line with your spine. So your tummy should be working, okay? Nice and controlled. So really suck your tummy button in and up towards your spine. Okay, that's the end of that one. We're opposite arm to leg lifting now. So face down on the floor, opposite arm to leg lift. Keep looking down at the floor. If that's too difficult, just do one arm at a time or one leg at a time. Or you can stand up and lightly using the wall for support. Just ease one leg back and one arm back at a time. Staying nice and upright. Excellent. Keep reaching, 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 reaching. Absolutely excellent, team. Come on, keep going. You're well over halfway. Do you know what? We're getting there. We're close to finishing. You're doing so well. 15 seconds, half roll back with the twists coming up next. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, sit yourself on your bottom, on the floor, or on your chair. Leaning back, twisting, letting the arrow go, back to the center and up. Okay, everybody, let's go with it. So, roll back, And then draw that elbow down towards the floor, back to the center and up. If you'd rather be on your chair, you can do this with your hands over your chest, lean back, twist, back to the center and up. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed. Remember, it's the tummy, and then as you twist, the sides of the tummy that are working. Oh, nice, Denise. So try and keep your knees and your feet hip width apart. Keep lengthening up through the crown of your head and lean as far back as you can. You should not be feeling any effort in your back though, just in your tummy. 15 seconds. One last exercise to do after this, everybody. 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we are kneeling on the floor now with your right hand on the chair. You've stepped your right leg forward. So you're staying really nice and tall and you're lifting and lowering. If you can do it without the hand on the chair, oh gosh, I find that really difficult. So I imagine that quite a lot of you will. So you're going to get the effort in the hip flexors. Keep lengthening up through the crown of your head. Really engage your core. And if you need to, you can sit yourself down on the chair to do it instead. Keep breathing. So try and keep as upright as you can. Yeah, these are good. You can see you all really thinking about it. Try and think about what's happening with your upper body. Because I see a few shoulders starting to round. Try and really think about drawing them back and down and lengthening up through the crown of your head. You've got another 20 seconds, folks. We're nearly there. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Well done. Good effort. Really good job today. You all look really, really well. Find your chair. Sorry. If you need a chair, have your chair, your tie and a cushion if you've got one. So remembering that I'm going to be demonstrating from my kneeling position in the floor, just so that you can see me a bit more clearly. But you can either sit down on your chair or stand up with your feet and your knees hip width apart. And we're going to start with the stretches, with the tricep stretch. So you're going to take your right hand and drop it in between your shoulders. Then you reach up over your head with your left hand, grab hold of that right elbow, knees a bit close to the head. So you start to get this stretch in the tricep. And then if you want to lean it to the left, so I'm stretching my right tricep. If you lean to the left, you might get this stretch under your arm and then the side of your back. And then swap sides. So reach up with the left hand, drop it in between your shoulders, reach up over your head with your right, and lean away if you want to. And then into a chest stretch. So you can either have your hands flat on the small of your back, using your elbows towards each other, or you can interlink your fingers, keep your arms straight, ease them up towards the ceiling. Keep lengthening. And release it and stand yourselves. Oh, stand, you're already stood up. It's just me that's kneeling down. Take a big step away from the wall with your right leg. Bend your left knee towards your left toes and press your right heel down. So if you press against the wall, you'll get a deeper stretch, and you should be feeling it in the calf in the right leg. Swap sides. Okay, then stand on your right leg, bend your right knee towards your toes, keep your body straight and lean towards the wall. And that will give you hopefully a stretch down towards your Achilles in your right calf. Swap sides. So you stood on your left leg now, bending your left knee towards your toes, keeping that body straight. Okay, and release it. Come and kneel down on the floor if you're happy to. I'm going to step forward with my right leg. So right leg forward, bending my right knee towards my toes. And I'm aiming to get that stretch at the top of the thigh here in the hip flexors. If you want, you can lean back a little bit. That will deepen the stretch. Plus that reach up might add some upper body stretching in as well. If you'd rather not be kneeling, perch the right hand side of your bottom on your chair. Your right hand will be on the back of the chair. You take your left leg behind you and just a little lean back and pressing of the hips forward to aim to get that stretch at the top of the left thigh. And then swap sides. So take the left foot forward now and the right leg behind, whether you're on the floor or on the chair. Little lean back if you can. Okay, and then get yourself onto all fours on the floor, or if you're on the chair, you're going to sit with your hands on your knees, and you're going to arch your back. So tuck your tummy in and arch your back. And then hollow and look up. And arch. And hollow. Okay, and then we're stretching the forearms and the hands. So with your fingertips pointing away from you, you can rock your weight forwards, or you can point your fingers towards you and rock your weight back. Or if you're on the chair or you just prefer it, you can ease your fingers back. So I'm easing my right fingers back with my left hand, pressing through my right wrist, and this is giving me a stretch in my lower arm here into my hand. If you're doing that, then swap sides. If you're doing the double one and shake out a little bit, go back into it, just see if you can ease a little bit further into the stretch, be that forwards or backwards, depending on which way your fingers are facing. Okay, right, sitting now on the front edge of your chair with your heels out, your legs straight out in front and your heels down, or you're sitting on your cushion if you're on the floor. You've got your legs straight out in front of you if you're on the chair or on the cushion, and you're putting your tie around the balls of your feet, winding it around your hands, keeping the back straight and flexing forwards. So same shape exactly on the chair. So back of the thigh is where we're going for with this stretch. So as the stretch starts to ease off a little bit, take a deep breath in, breathe out, and just see if you can get a little bit further down. And then relax. Leave your tie off and cross your right leg over your left. Hug your right knee to your chest with your left arm, and your right hand comes behind you, either on the floor or on the chair, to help increase that twist and get that stretch into the outer right hip. So on the floor, it's exactly the same shape, hugging the knee to the chest and rotating in towards that knee. Outer right hip is where we're going for. Then swap sides. And then come back to the center. If you're on the floor, you're bringing, sorry, I'm going to adjust myself a bit. Bring the soles of your feet together, bring them nice and close to your body. I like to hook my fingers underneath my feet and then ease my knees down towards the floor. So really tall. You might also find it beneficial to ease your elbows into the inner thighs to help increase that range of movement. So inner thighs is where you should be feeling it. If you're up on the chair, you've got a wide stance, feet at 10 to 2, and easing your knees apart with your elbows. Then take a really wide stance, so heels on the floor if you're, well, on the chair or the floor, toes up to the ceiling, legs straight, and flex forward from that position. Again, you'll get an inner thigh stretch, perhaps a bit also into your hamstrings as well, but it will shift where you're feeling it, slightly different area. Keep your back nice and straight. Oh, look at me collapsing there. Okay, then relax, take a deep breath in. Breathe out and go a bit further down if you can. And then relax, pop one hand to the side and reach up over your head with the other arm, getting that stretch under the arm and down the side of your body. And swap sides. Okay, now we're going to do a front of thigh stretch now. So this is the one where you have to bring your heel to your bottom. So whatever position you like to be in for that. So if you're on the floor, it is easier to grab your foot if you're lying on your side. Relax your head onto your hand, onto your arm to keep a nice neutral spine. But you might prefer to lie face down with your forehead on your forearm. And if being down on the floor is not an option, then sit with your half of your bottom on the chair, like we did for the hip flexor, the other hand on the back of the chair, and reach for your foot. Bring your heel to your bottom and press the hips forward. Then swap sides. So front of the thigh, that's what you're going for. Okay, if you're on the floor, roll onto your back, and if you need a cushion under your head, then put it there. Everybody's going to hug their knees to the chest, so on the chair you'll be one knee at a time, probably. And then round the back and try and get the nose to the knees. Top sides on the chair. And then relax your upper body down to the floor if you're on the floor. You're going to rotate the lower body to try and get your knees towards the floor. On the chair, you're pointing your knees one way, you've got your hand on the outside of your leg and the other hand on the back of the chair to rotate and look the opposite way. So on the floor, you can also apply some pressure with your hand to the top of your knee to help get you a bit further down if you need to. Swap sides. And then finish with a full body stretch. So you keep your spine neutral, you reach through your fingers and your toes, and relax. And again, deep breath in, breathe out, go back to your full body stretch, and relax. Then take another breath in. As you breathe out, sit yourselves up slowly and give yourselves a clap. Well done, everybody. That was very good.